Our next guest is using technology to make her own way in the entertainment business.
She sure is, and with a hit web series, a crowd-funded production company, and a partnership with producer Issa Rae, she's well on her way. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrea Lewis.
Hey,
welcome to Arise 360.
How you doing?
Thank you for having me.
I love your hair.
Thank you.
It's so big and fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it.
So let's talk about your actual web series, Black Actress. It's a web
Black
series, a mockumentary about a young black woman trying to make it in Hollywood.
Yes,
now,
it is.
how does comedy open the door for such a tough conversation? We hear so much about the diversity of black women.
Oh,
or lack thereof.
yeah, exactly. But you know what? I've always been a fan of comedy. I've always been able to kind of see the funny in every scenario. I think that helps you to stay positive.
Yes.
You know, because it is a tough subject, and it is a reality that a lot of actresses of color, period, face. You know, not as many roles or just being typecast and things like that. So I knew when I was telling this story, I didn't want it to be a Debbie Downer story.
Right.
I wanted it to be fun.
Yeah.
Because it's still fun to pursue acting.
To be in the business.
Yes, it's still very fun. As much as it's crazy, as much as it's got ups and downs, I'm still having a great time. So I just wanted people to really see that, but also, you know, give them a little bit of reality. And comedy is you know, real life situations.
It's totally a hoot.
What are some of the ups and downs that you've faced on your journey,
Oh,
and
my
how much of your
goodness.
life do you mind for
Putting in the show?
Yeah, for the show.
I feel like I put most of my life in the show, in the sense of I'm inspired by my experiences, by that even of my friends, and just every little element, you know, even sometimes some of the ridiculous dialogue is like things my best friend literally said to me.
Are
I'll
you
be like,
serious?
okay, just hold on a minute, and I'm like, let me just write this down.
So is it safe to be around you? Or do we have to
Exactly.
say off the record around you?
I think if my friends were here, they'd probably be like, no, it's not. You never know. She uses everything. But, you know, my journey has been, it's been interesting. It's been ups and downs. It's been a lot of growth, but I wouldn't change anything. I've been in this business all my life. So I have to experience it all, and I really have.
Now, the main character in your show is trying very hard not to be typecast or, as you say, lost in the sauce.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what does being lost in the sauce mean? You know, or what does that look like in Hollywood?
I mean, it's kind of giving into the Hollywood standards of beauty, you know, and to just what you are trying to make of yourself. I think a large part of being in this entertainment business is as well being authentic to yourself and finding the place that you fit in versus, you know, just trying to fit in everybody's boxes. And I know for myself, I went through that. I was so unsure. How was my hair
How far did you go? How
Yeah.
far were you willing to go to be something you are not?
I mean, it just came down to literally, you know, my image. I never felt comfortable with myself. And even it's like, yeah, I have big hair, and I spent many years trying to be like, how can I get it to look flat? How can I get it to look straight, like all the time? How can I just be what I thought casting directors wanted? And with that, I was not necessarily comfortable in the room. You know, my auditions were not as good as they probably could have been, because I'm there like, am I what they want? But I don't even, you know, believe in myself enough. So I
weren't your
kind of
authentic self.
Exactly. I had to kind of figure that out and find just, you know, believing not only in my talents, but as well in my place in this industry. And I think that's just a tough part, especially for women of color, because people try to make us feel like there's only one spot.
Yes.
That's it. It's only one. Only one of us can make it. And that's really just not the case, right? Like there's room for everybody.
We're
is
beginning
room for
to see
everybody.
that. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
Let's talk about Degrassi. Yes, what was that experience like for you?
You know what? It was the biggest blessing. I was, for one, I mean, just being on a series period is an amazing experience. It's like being with a family all the time, a summer camp, you know? And then as well, for me, I was a teenager and I got to travel.
Yeah.
Like, we were doing tours all over the place, you know, some of my first magazine spreads was with Degrassi, and just really great experiences, and they kind of just set my place as a woman and as a professional.
Do you look back at reruns and think, what?
Every now and again, it's so funny. I'll see some stuff, and it's like, when I see it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a little baby. It's a little baby on screen. But, you know, it's fun, and luckily the cast, we were so close, and everybody is still very close with each other,
great.
and we still are, you know, we're still rooting for everyone, because we're all on such different paths right now, but at the same time, we're doing the exact things we talked about when we were teenagers.
Well, you're no baby, you're a boss. So let's shift to technology. You started your production company via a Kickstarter campaign. How much did you raise, and how many people contributed, and just what was that process like?
Yeah, we raised 30 grand.
Great.
Wow.
And and
5 figures?
Yeah, so it was,
Okay.
it was pretty intense, and we had, I think, close to 300 backers.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
impressive.
it was pretty good, and crowdfunding, I always say this, it is a job within itself. It is
Yeah.
it is no joke. It's like you are not sleeping doing crowdfunding.
No.
But it's necessary, right? Because at the end of the day, this is not just my dream, it's everybody's. Everybody has to see themselves on screen, and that's what I'm working to do. Like, I'm working to make it diverse. I'm working to tell the voice of people that are my friends and that are around me. So it was one of those things that I try to make it a community effort as much as possible. And I'm always really happy when girls write me like, I'm excited for what you're doing for young Black girls, period,
So what's next for you?
So right now we're ready in production. I have 3 new shows coming this year
Wow.
via my channel, YouTube, and as well we're gonna do an independent feature, so I'm super excited about that. And I do, most of the writing. So
Really?
it's a lot of work.
Just every woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have time for a personal life? I wonder.
I'm like, my personal life is my work life, all in one. Yeah.
Oh, I can relate.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much for being here, and come again with your next project.
Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much. Thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
and gonna hang out with your wall a little
course I'm
later?
gonna hang
All right, all right.
Of course.
And you're watching Rise Entertainment 360. We'll be right back.